Hello, Judge.
How we doing, Stinky Pete?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm well.
That's good.
I think we're just waiting on the court reporter.
I'm here.
All right. And we looks like it's almost. We'll get going in just a minute. All right. Doug, you all set?
I'm ready, Your Honor. Anytime.
All right, we're on the record. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chuck McLean. I'm the Chief Public Utility Law Judge at the Maryland Public Service Commission. It is February 9th, 2021. It's approximately 7 p.m. And if I could just ask everyone to mute themselves if you're not speaking, that'll cut down on the background noise and give us a better recording. We're conducting a public comment hearing tonight in case number 9642, which is captioned in the matter of the application of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company for a certificate of public convenience and necessity for the Bush River Crossing Project. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, we're conducting this evening's hearing via WebEx, and we're also streaming the hearing live on our YouTube channel. BGE is seeking authority to replace a 1.3 mile portion of an existing 115 kV transmission line that runs from Edgewood to Perryman across the Bush River in Harford County, Maryland. BGE has asserted that the project is required to improve reliability and critical infrastructure. In terms of where we sit in this proceeding, there's one more round of testimony that's due later this month, and an evidentiary hearing is currently set for March 26, 2021. The purpose of this evening's hearing is to allow members of the public an opportunity to comment on the project and make me aware of any issues. However, I would note that no members of the public contacted the commission to express an interest in speaking. However, since we are live streaming tonight's hearing and people may be watching at home or maybe watching the hearing later, and the fact that written comments may still be submitted by March 22nd, 2021, we'll proceed and BGE will make a presentation about the project. Before we get to that, I would like to introduce the parties that are present this evening. For Baltimore Gas and Electric, we have David Ralph and Christia Ravenel, who are counsel to the applicant. We have Ms. Sandra McLemore, who's an assistant attorney general. She represents the Department of Natural Resources Power Plant Research Program, and PPRP coordinates 7 different agencies in reviewing the CPCNs and making recommendations for these types of projects. For the commission staff, we have Mr. Peter Wilson. He's an attorney, and staff reviews the project's impacts on the stability and reliability of the distribution grid. For the Office of People's Counsel, we have Mr. Gary Alexander. OPC is an independent state agency that represents all Maryland residential ratepayers' interests. And finally, I'd just like to remind everyone who's watching from home that you can submit written comments either electronically through the Commission's website or by first-class mail, and that all comments must reference case number 9642, and the deadline for those comments is March 22nd, 2021. And with that, we can turn it over to the company. Mr. Ralph or Ms. Ravenel, whoever wants to kick it off. And if I know you've got a few other people here on the line, if they could just identify themselves and spell their name for the court reporter, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Or when they speak anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, and good evening. David Ralph on behalf of Baltimore Gas Electric. behalf of the company. We
I'm
also
sorry, Your
have,
Honor, it's breaking up. I'm not picking you
You're
up.
breaking up a bit, Mr. Ralph.
Tell him to get in close to the machine.
we'll try.
Yeah, maybe there was a little yellow triangle in your box, so you're frozen. So maybe if you turn off your video, that might work a little bit better.
Let's see if that helps at all.
It does.
Okay, great. Again, David Ralph on behalf of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company. Also with me as counsel to the company is Christia Ravenel. We also have here Al Alfred, who is the manager of our project management for large projects, and Tiffany Matthews Lay, who is the project manager for the Bush River Crossing 115 kV project that we're here for this evening. I would also like to add for the record, Your Honor, that we filed previously with the commission the certification of publication for tonight's hearing, which I believe is already in the record. And with that, I will turn it over to Al Alfred, again, who is the senior manager for project management for large projects.
Thank you, David. Special thanks to everyone supporting and attending the virtual public hearing. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, yes, sir. You're coming through loud and clear. If I could just get you to spell your name for the court reporter, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. First name is Albert, A-L-B-E-R-T. Last name is Alford, A-L-F-O-R-D. Okay. While I would definitely much rather be in a public meeting space, face-to-face, communicating, BGE's project plans. Hopefully, once we get through this COVID pandemic, we'll all be able to return to the normal format, especially when we're interacting with the public on a more face-to-face, one-on-one. We can really communicate clearly. Really, for over 200 years, BGE has been providing safe and reliable electric service to Central Maryland. Associated with this project, our electric service area is about 2,300 square miles, serving approximately 1.3 million customers and about 1,300 miles of electric transmission line. Each year, BGE makes significant investments in electric and gas systems to enhance our overall system performance. The Bush River 115 kV transmission crossing rebuild project is just one of the many reliability projects BGE is planning over the next several years. Now I'd like to introduce the project manager, Tiffany Matthews Lay, for the Bush River project. Tiffany's going to provide an overview of the project, and the BGE team will be able to address any questions related to the project. Thank you. Tiffany?
Good afternoon. Before Tiffany begins, I was going to request if we could have sharing capability as we have a presentation to share.
Yeah, we can absolutely give that. Do you want to get me to give that to you, ma'am, Ms. Ravenel?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay, I just gave you the ball. Hopefully it's working.
Yes, I see it. I'm going to share
All
now.
right. Okay.
Thank you, Al and Christia. And thank you, Judge McLean, for the opportunity to present the Bush River Crossing Replacement Project. If you called into the meeting and don't have access to the presentation, it will be posted on the project website. The web address will be provided at the end of the presentation.
Okay. Ma'am, before you get going, can I just get you to spell your name for the court reporter, please?
Yes, sir. Tiffany.
Thank you.
Tiffany Matthews Lay, MATTHEWS-LAY.
You're all set, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. In order to improve reliability and prevent significant load loss at several load-serving substations that support the surrounding communities and critical infrastructure, including systems at the U.S. Army Aberdeen Proving Ground, BGE needs to replace a 1.3-mile portion of the existing 115 kV transmission line that runs from Edgewood to Perryman substations across the Bush River, and the associated 7 structures located in Harford County. The amount of load loss that would occur as a result of a failed 115 kV line would violate PJM's planning criteria standards and would put a significant number of customers at risk. The project is needed because a portion of the existing 115 kV line that runs from Perryman to Edgewood and Joppatown across the Bush River, which was installed in 1951, has reached the end of its useful life and is at risk for failing. The line has experienced substantial reliability problems through the years due to significant bird contamination, foundation degradation, and sailboat contacts with energized wires. Construction is scheduled to begin in September 2021. The new line will be energized in May 2022. As mentioned previously, the transmission line is at the end of its useful life and is at risk of failing due to major bird contamination, foundation degradation, and sailboat contacts. The next several slides will include photos of those challenges. Foundation repairs were made in the past, but we're now in year 30 of the 25-year life expectancy. Birds nest on the transmission line. Nest debris and bird waste have damaged transmission line system components and resulted in power outages. Challenges also include working around mildly aggressive birds and frequently replacing system components that become contaminated by bird waste.
Before you start, could Christina mute your computer? I'm getting feedback from her. That's good. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No problem. There's been a history of sailboat contacts due to low clearance over the Bush River. The green and red lines are the existing transmission lines that cross the Bush River. The purple line is the new transmission line with a structure in the Bush River. Again, the green and red lines are the existing transmission lines. The purple line is the new transmission line, which connects back into the existing 115 kV line highlighted in green. BGE is committed to environmental compliance and preservation. As a part of our commitment, construction activities are scheduled to avoid wildlife interference. The project will also restore all areas impacted by construction activities, including replanting trees. The photographs presented show the transmission line both before and after construction. In summary, the purpose of the project is to improve safety and system reliability for the community by removing deteriorating assets, improving safety to the boating public, and avoiding bird-induced power outages. For more information, please visit the project's website at bge-tsrep.com/projects/bush-river-crossing/. Again, thank you, Judge McLean, for allowing me to present the Bush River Crossing project.
Thanks for your presentation, ma'am. Ms. Ravenel, Mr. Ralph, does the company have anything more?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right.
That's our presentation. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Does any party, OPC, PPRP, or staff have any comments or questions?
Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
This is Gary Alexander for the record. Are we allowed to ask questions? Usually the public can, but we can't. So I didn't want to start asking a question when generally we don't.
No. I don't want you to ask a question that you would ask at an evidentiary hearing, but like, do you have any like general questions for me or about the proceeding or anything like that that I can answer? I apologize. I did not mean to give you an open door into starting your cross-examination tonight.
Yes. So I do have a question. I checked. I don't remember what we did in terms of briefing.
We have not set a briefing schedule yet, sir.
Okay. That's all I want. I'm not missing anything.
No, you're
Okay.
not missing. You're typically in these cases, we wait till the evidentiary hearing concludes, and we'll see where we are at that point, and then we can have briefs if needed.
That's perfectly fine with me, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
No, that kind of question is very acceptable. All right. And unless Ms. McLemore or Mr. Wilson have anything?
I do not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
No, Your Honor, we have nothing.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the presentation. I appreciate everyone's participation tonight, and I agree with Mr. Alford. Hopefully, we'll be back in person at some point in time in the near future. But it is good to see some people that I'm not related to. So I look forward to meeting you guys at some time in person. And with that, we'll conclude tonight's hearing. And you guys have a great week. Okay. Thank you very much.
You do the same, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we're off the record.
Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Right.